Rajah that. Rajah that.
What's up, y'all? We're back with Rajah, aka Picasso Mommy, and if you're new here, this is my YouTube channel where I talk about whatever the fuck I feel like. Today, we're going to be talking about friendship. Watched a recent video with Troy TV talking about like friendship and like the different levels and the ins and outs and things like that. And this is something that I've been wanting to do a video on for quite a while because I have an issue with friendships. Like, friendships are my downfall. I don't understand why. I don't understand how. I'm working on this currently. I'm trying to figure out what it is within myself that is causing these issues. But I'm here to talk to y'all because this is real life facts. Like, and nobody talks about it ever. In my experiences, friendships tend to run a lot deeper with me than relationship issues. For whatever reason, like, I've never really had an issue telling a dude what it is, what it ain't, what I'm trying to get out of the relationship, like things like that. Like, I haven't ever had an issue, and now I am happily married, so like I don't really have that problem with relationships, and I've never put my relationships over my friendships. If anything, I put my friendships over my relationships, which has also caused a kind of rift in relationships in general, because I have to learn to like balance friendships and relationships and not like put all my love into my friends and give some of that love into my like actual like physical relationship. However, I digress. My thing is with friendships, they hurt, for me at least, a lot deeper than relationships because I feel like I put a lot more into my friendships. Like, I kind of expect a nigga not to act right, you know what I'm saying? But like for my friends, it hurts a lot deeper because you know me, like you know the ins and outs. This is platonic, like we know each other at this point, like, so, and I called you a friend. Like, if you know me, you know, like, I don't fuck with nobody. So if I call you a friend and like I let you into my circle, I let you into my space, I let you into my privacy, and you fuck that up, there's never getting right back with me ever again. Like, I might forgive you, but I'm never letting you have access to me again. That's pretty point blank. So if you see me cutting scenes and stuff like that, it's because I have to go to my notes and, you know, keep this train rolling. I'm not trying to have a whole big ass video for y'all today, so we're gonna get it together. Friendship give you PTSD if you've had bad friendships, which I've had. I think I've only been a bad friend to like 2 friends, and honestly I wasn't even a bad friend. It was just the circumstances that we ended up in that made it that way, you feel me? So, but I do nonetheless feel a little bad, a little guilty for how those friendships ended. But nobody talks about like rebuilding yourself and putting yourself back out there and rebranding yourself like after a deep friendship. Like, I've always been pretty codependent on my friendships. I can only have like maybe one friend at a time because I'm so focused, and there's a lot of weird vibes going on. So like, there's always just that one friend that knows where I'm at in my life and in my headspace and stuff like that. So in high school, I had a group of like 4 friends. This is my cousin, or 2 of my cousins basically. Feel me? Friends from babies on up. Like, her dad and my mom and my dad are all friends, and my cousins. And then I had 2 friends that I met in junior high. One in elementary, one in junior high, and then I had another one that I met in junior high as well. And we always hung out together. Like, we did everything together. You did not see one of us and not see the other ones, you know? So that level of codependency and intertwining of lives is something that you can't just get over quickly. I know people say like, oh, well, high school friendships never last or whatever. We swore we thought we were going to be those. Not here nor there, you know. People grow and do whatever they got to do. They don't tell you like how you have to find yourself again after tying so much of yourself to these people. And then you have trust issues after that. Like, if I just got out of a friendship where my friend just did me dirty, like, I don't want to trust nobody else. I don't want to put that type of time and energy into anybody else. I don't want to put myself through that, because
why would I?
Like,
did you not just see what just happened?
So there's that as well. So you have to get over codependency,
Trust issues, PTSD, memories, nostalgia, things like that.
Like, you have so many memories with these people. You've done so much things, and then not every memory is horrible. Not everything is tied to a tragic instance, you know. So like, you get confused,
and you're like, I really miss this
person, which is valid. You can miss these people,
but you have to realize that just because you miss them does not mean that they're good
for you, or that you should welcome them back into your life, or
that you should rekindle a relationship. Like, some relationships have exhausted their time
period, and that's just that. Like, there doesn't have to be any love lost, there doesn't have to be any ill blood and things like that. You just move on. Like, we're adults at this point, and I don't think any like functioning adult has a codependent friendship where
most of their life is rooted in that friendship, which is not the
same as when you were an adolescent. You know, I feel like because we only have so much to do, a lot of our life is rooted in those friendships.
But as we grow, we realize like that's not the most important thing, because you know your priorities shift and you outgrow some certain friendships. Like, it doesn't even have to be a traumatic thing that you're not friends with this person anymore. It just might be that you guys are going in two different ways. You have two different mindsets at this point. Like, and the friendship is not working for you anymore. Like, people don't teach you how to healthily grow out of friendships, or how to continue to engage with people that you used to have a close bond with, and that's not particularly the relationship now. So I think that we need to also highlight those factors and teach people how to kind of go on with life. Like, get over it, get on to the next level, like, get on to the next step. These people are not your end all be all, and people come and go, and if they come back, like, it was meant to be. If they can't come back, then you know where they're supposed to be at. Like, what's not clicking? We also need to touch on identity crisis, because like, when you have such a tight-knit group of friends and you've been identifying yourself through the friend group for so long, and then you have to become an adult, figure it out on your own, because, you know, people like to say there's only room for one in a casket, you know, so you have to learn how to essentially be on your own. People don't tell you that you have to find yourself again. Like, I've always known who I am. Like, I've always been that type of person that kind of had that self-esteem, had that self-assurance, that confidence, that, like, I know who I am and who I want to be type person. I mean, like I said in previous videos, that was that weird time in junior high, but we're not done. They don't tell you how to go into the next step of your life and figure out who you are. Like, I had to really sit down with myself and think, like, who the hell am I? Like, I'm not with these people anymore. These are not my, like, identity traits. These aren't my, like, stand out things. Kind of like figuring out who you are at the end of the day is a mission in itself. You have to be steadfast in who you are and take pride in finding all the things that are interesting to you and at the group. So I think that's another thing that we need to express when we're talking about coming out of friendship. And then on top of that, like, after coming out of a betrayal, or like coming out of trust issues, or coming out of a codependent friendship, addressing that heartbreak and addressing how you've closed yourself off to people is another aspect of relearning yourself and relearning how you move through relationships and things like that. Opening your heart chakra. Like, it's really hard to let go of some of that hurt, some of that pain, some of that trust issues, some of that built up anger and animosity. It's really hard to let go of some of that. But at some point you have to realize, like, it's not serving me, it's not serving what I want out of life, so best to let it go. And now touching back on rebranding, like,
after a codependent friendship or after being in these friendships where there's a lot of toxicity and all this other stuff, like, you have to rebrand. Now, like, I can't even be the same person because all of those things are attached to this trauma. So now I have to completely change myself and change everything that was tied to these old past experiences. It's a metamorphosis, it's a phoenix rising, and we have to learn to embrace those things. Like, I think we need to talk about these things so that kids or teenagers or whoever, it doesn't even have to be teenagers, because like you can go through a bad friendship breakup at any point, but like we need to put these things out there so that people know like how to process a lost friendship or how to process being with themselves and not in a relationship and things like that, because like it was hard. Like, it still is hard. I still really don't have these friends, and I'm still going through the process of learning to trust people again, learning to love people again, and learning to let people into my life. I've always been kind of a private person, so like people really have never been in my life. So like learning how to safely let people engage with my life is a whole process in itself, and I think that not enough people talk about it. And in general, I don't think people talk about life enough. Like, we see these things or whatever, we see them on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. We see people's lives, but it's really not even people's lives, because you cut and paste and basically build a scrapbook of the things that you want to show people. And so when people are going through actual problems or actual heartbreak or actual issues, we don't have a reference, we don't have a guide. And so when people get online talking about all you have to do is meditate and really deep dive and all this other shit, like, that sounds nice in theory, but I'm fucking depressed. I have anxiety. I barely have friends. Like, there's a lot of shit going on in life in general, and those quick self-help tip guides are not fucking working. So, like, be real with me or shut the fuck up. Like, that's pretty much it. And then on top of that, having like these pictures all over the place of all these friend groups hanging out and having so much fun and all these other stuff. People like me that are introverted and like don't really do that type of stuff or don't really have those people to go out with, it's even more harmful, because now it's making it seem like there's something fucking wrong with me, and there's really not. Like, I've just been through some shit, and honestly, a lot of people are fucking fake. Like, y'all are out here making it seem like y'all are having the best time of your life with these people, and behind closed doors, you really don't even like these people. You're talking shit behind their back. You're only dealing with them to get discounts on, like, certain shit. Like, so fuck you guys. That's all I have to say about that. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns on this topic, go ahead, feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.
Now Rajah that.